All right, people, let's begin the session for today. As a pre-session, my expectation was that this low would be taken out, but not in the sense not like this. I was expecting 930 to finally take that low out, but well, pre-session was very strong and it moved lower very fast. Now my bias for today is bullish. Okay, I see that equilibrium level, I see these lows. Okay, now the point is, since it has shown such a speedy energetic move lower, I think it would want to take that out. But if it takes that out, I will have to be very careful in taking any long because it might just break lower. My original narrative before this low was taken out, this low right here, right here. So before this was taken out, I had the narrative that 930 would take this gap and then we would see something and we would move higher. But this speed changed everything, so I have to now be very careful. If like two scenarios that I see right now for bullish move, any kind of bullishness. One is that 930 opens and this consolidates right in this area and then we see something higher, or we take that low and ES does not take its low, right? Now very important. Why am I saying ES should not take that low? Because ES has already taken that low once right here, right? Then it has taken that low again. So see, it has already taken that also. And I would prefer, if we are looking for longs, ES not take that low. And again, prefer is like strong preference, not just a light preference. If it breaks that low, now I have to be very careful with what I'm doing in NQ, right? So yeah, for bullish, only these two scenarios that I can see. First is it ranges here. Second is it breaks that low, but ES does not, and then we see something bullish. As until then, I think there's nothing to really do or see here. It's been a very one-sided. It's been a very one-sided move. What are the chances that it could go bullish right from here? I don't know, honestly. I'm not so confident on that. I think if we stay above this low by 930, I think it would want to wick it, and then we'll see something that tells us that okay, the market is now interested in going higher. What I really like about this right now in bullish scenario is that it has not given any entries. Like if you even if you see 1 minute, right? There's been no retracement to any of the gaps that were opened. This is not even a gap. It's very minor retracement, just a candle. It has not given any entry for shorts, right? So it has taken that sell side out. So that's a good thing in my opinion for bullishness. But again, it depends what it does at 930 open. My bias is bullish. My draw is also bullish at the moment. I see this low, but well, we'll see how it behaves. This low is interesting. It might want to attack that, but again, I need to see something very clearly before I place in any shorts, which probably which I don't feel like today. I don't think it should be a shorting day. If you look at the daily chart, remove that. Yeah, if you see the daily chart, that right there is a fair value gap on the daily time frame, right? So We should pretty much take that, and previous day's high is also right there just below it. So I am interested in seeing it go higher. And also we have NWOG and a 4-hour fair value gap in between, which should act as a draw. Yep, I think that is it. I'm not expecting lower prices yet. Not if we break down from it. If we break down from there, then I guess we are looking for that low. But as of now, I don't see that. I see it going higher. And also with the government shutdown thing going on, that is something a bit interesting because, well, we could be seeing a long-term high right there. But that's just on the basis of what's going on in the US environment at the moment. I don't really rely on that for my trade ideas. I just see it as a volatility picture, like where the when the volatility can come. It helps in understanding that. And clearly it will go for that low now. ES has broken the gap. It's a 15-minute gap, I believe. Yep. For bullish ideas, I expected the market to remain above this, like in the upper part of this volume imbalance or the liquidity void, as it is on the daily time frame, I believe. In fact, on the weekly also, it's right there. We could change that to the volume imbalance itself, but it would be too huge. I don't like big gaps or big NWOGs or big anything. It doesn't make sense to me. It's a lot of levels to be considered in such big PDAs. So I would keep it shorter. This gap right here is interesting. We should see something there if it takes that low, which it most likely will. That's what I assume right now. And today there is no news, so that's another thing. Mm. Okay, so we're 2.5 minutes from the open. The midnight open is right there. Mm, 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 mm. I would have preferred if it would have not taken that low still. That still remains in my picture. But again, the only thing that helps sustain it is if it takes that low but ES does not, then that is something I might be interested in. And if ES takes it and NQ does not, now that's a range bound scenario, I think. That's how I'm seeing it right now. Let's say ES goes for the low right here and NQ still remains above it, right? And we start trading higher or something. So I would suggest like that's what I feel that it should be a range bound scenario then, and nothing one directional until some low or high is particularly taken out. Mm. If this gap opens up, I think 930 would tap that and move lower. But of course, I won't be trading that. It's just too close to everything. There's this volume imbalance and everything also there. And I don't hold a bearish bias. That's another thing. Even though the draw is neat, the draw is right there. Yes, I am thinking about it, but still thinking. Okay. Where are we on the RTH? Just a mild gap down. Sell side, sell side. Okay. I think we did that. I think we tapped that gap and rejecting lower right there. Okay. Now, see, that is what I would want to see if we are still bullish. ES is not supporting the bearish run. It's still consolidating. And I really like that. See how NQ is just dripping lower, but ES is just consolidating, nothing else. It's in fact it's trying to move a little higher as well. Okay, that's a good sign overall. But I want to see what since it has come this far, I would want to see that low taken now. Again, the second scenario that I explained, right? That ES does not take the low and NQ takes. That's what I'm looking at right now. Not so quick. I'm talking about ES. I don't want it to be so quick because well, if by any chance the sell side does not get taken and ES keeps on moving higher and NQ also moves higher, then well, that would mean I'm not doing anything this session. That's a very simple analogy. I want this low taken if I'm looking for any more longs. And ES clearly is showing interest, but no, I won't be taking a long until and unless that low is taken out. And that would mean I would need to put an alert there. I'm watching ES for any other PDA that shows that it wants to be supported bullishly, and at the moment I don't find any, but as long as that low remains intact, the one I mentioned, it should be an easy bull run in NQ once that sell side is taken out. Before that, I am not entertaining it. I'm not entertaining it before that. And this level is the reason why I was not interested in shorts. Like even till the sell side, this level in between, which I don't know if it's really visible or not, but well, let me try to make it a little darker. Right. This level right here, that's consequent encroachment of the liquidity void that we marked on the daily chart. So if it's bullish, it would want to predominantly remain in the upper part, and that's why I was not, and I'm still not interested in any kinds of short until it broke lower completely. Okay. I like the way it's dropping slowly. That increases my interest. It's pretty close to the sell side. Should take that. I know some of the lows have already been taken out. See, like that one. That one is yet to be taken out. But again, because all those three lows are together, I'm expecting all of them to be taken out. That is still my approach. I'm not changing that. I think like if it goes high from here, then it goes high from here. There's nothing I can do about it. But I'm looking at that particular level. I realize most ICT traders function in a very similar manner. We leave trades when, like something is just that's like 4 points away, right? But if it doesn't take that, I will not take any longs, even if it goes higher or not. I don't care. That's what most ICT traders do as well. If you don't get something absolutely accurate, you're just not touching it. Because we know the potential of being burnt in such a scenario. Nobody wants that, right? And I guess it's not just about the fact that there's a potential for like getting burnt, but it's more like it goes outside the scope of what you have learned. Okay, it's very important as it limits your approach to the market. You're not, like ICT says, you're not a free dog running in a meat market, right? I want to grab that, I want to grab that. Your leash is in your hands. This is what I won't be able to appreciate at this given point in time, because it does look like it will want to go higher, like NQ would want to go higher without taking that sell side, and well, I have to let it be. Most likely it should not, but when it can do that, right? Okay. See, I told you, right, that very level I don't like. That's why I did not short. The market is still testing that very level and kind of rejecting. So that is beautiful. Now what? Now I need to see it reject, of course. Nope. Well, ES is going for the low. It seems like it. I don't want that. If that is taken, then I'm not pursuing any longs. I'll just wait for more clarity, because then the market is most likely going lower, and I think ES will take that any moment now. Sometimes, like this week has been very tough. I was going through others live streams as well, so it has been tough for me also, as in context of reading the market, because you read the market, you place an entry, either it doesn't get, like let's say I was shorting till here, okay, there was no entry given in this area, right? So It's just very one directional, and you have to pick your shots very, 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 I don't know, very picky. You have to be very picky about your shots. As long as that low is intact, I am interested in longs, but if that low is broken even by a tick, I'm not touching it as a long. I mean, I'm not touching NQ as a long, of course. So as for ES, I'm watching this gap. If the market can break above it, marking it blue because I want to see it act as support. But honestly, I think it will take that low, and if it takes it, then of course the whole idea goes out of the window, and we have to wait for a clear picture. And in my approach, the clear picture would be that it would be going for that low and eventually that low, and even maybe that low. And that's too far, but it could. But again, as long as this remains intact, I am bullish. So I don't want to hear any other alert now if I am bullish. Now see, if you look at ESRTH, it's like a very beautiful long in my approach. Just the RTH, of course. I'm not talking about the electronic trading hours. I'm only referring to regular trading hours right now. So yeah, that right there should be a very good long, but again, I want to see that low remain intact. And I think there's a disclaimer running, right? Yeah, please read the disclaimer. I'm not a registered financial advisor. This is not trading signal. See, the RTH is very clean. If it breaks lower, it's going for that low and eventually into this gap. Okay. Again, I have no problem with that low, I know. Still sticking to my picture, NQ is showing a strong bullish displacement and ES showing the same. If we can shift structure and open a gap, I am interested, which is this gap as well. I want to see this candle displace higher. It should not come back lower. And if it does, then I'll wait again. Now that much is okay. There should be a decent size gap that should be open. Okay, no, not okay anymore. All right. So ES is taking support exactly on the gap at the moment, at least. The 5-minute gap, right, that we marked. 15-minute is catchy. I think this would be a better run in 2 minutes. Will it be? No. 3. Okay, 3 could be. 2 not so much, 1, let's see if we can displace higher. Only then am I looking at this gap. Until unless that high is broken, I will not be taking this as a long yet. I know this is a good order block right there, these 3 candles. And ideally, I would say if it closes above the gap, another retest should be an entry long, but I'd prefer a much safer entry, and that would be once this high is taken out, the swing high, right? The 950 macro is also about to trigger in like what, 2 minutes. Okay, that's decent. Now see, this is what is catching my eye right now, like the 3-minute gap, that if it forms, it should be a very good opportunity. Now, what are the odds that it just keeps running higher and doesn't give me my entry? I've been facing these happenings for the last few days back to back. In fact, on the live stream also, I put on a trade, but it was not executed and the TP was given. That was, I think, yesterday itself, right? No, day before yesterday. So we have that high broken. My interest is on. I'm still looking at this gap, and preferably after 2 candles. Why? Because after 2 candles, 3-minute would be complete and this gap would be open. This big gap in 3-minute that was there. So I'm hoping it comes back down only after another 2 candles which stay above. And it may not necessarily happen that way. So I am seeing on the contingent plan, would I still go for a long even if that does not happen? Okay. Okay. Sheesh. See, I'm waiting because ES broke lower again. Don't like that. This also. Great. Mm, right, it looks like a trade idea, but I think we are most likely range bound at least for another, don't know, maybe like 10-20 minutes, because the market is whatsoever not clean. And there you go. I told you, right? I don't want to see another alert come up. And ES has taken the low. And now I'm waiting for more clarity. Is it going lower or is it going higher? I think it's already on, but I just want to see how ES behaves. I think it's already on, as in the sense that it's going for this low. Okay, that's nice. I know what needs to be done. I'm just waiting for 20 more seconds. Again, what are the odds, right, that we go lower without taking my entry? Why am I saying that again and again? Just to make myself ready. So my entry is right here at this old low. Let's go to 2 contracts. This is what I'm aiming right now. Till where? Obviously till that low. That's the assumption. I do think that's like this is very wide and the target is also very far. That is true. And I want to shift my entry a little higher, probably like somewhere here. But I'm not confident if it will want to come back into it. It could, but not so confident on that, honestly. Mm, everything is as per plan overall. All right, my entry is right here. I'm not trying to take that lower entry. I'm trying to get filled right here. And my stop is right above the high because that's the last buy side that was violated. And I'll have to reduce my risk in the other account. Okay. Hmm. Let's see. Damn it. Still a bigger entry. It is a very big entry. I know that. I am slightly uncomfortable, not with the trade idea. The trade idea is perfect in my opinion. It's like very good, very well placed. But um, it's a very far off thing. Far off in the sense like we are looking for that low, and I'm expecting it to come back here. I mean, it's a bit. I don't know. I don't have any words for it. It's just a bit. What do you say? It's a long shot, right? It looks like a very long shot. It might not do that and straight go for TP because we have this liquidity void in between as well, right? But I don't want to expose myself too much by placing the entry here or anywhere in that vicinity. Just a little bit too exposed for me. Again, now how far am I going to hold this trade idea if I am to? Yeah, I think that very low. If that low is not taken, my idea is intact. If that low is taken, then I close the orders. Chipachito. If I had like maybe 100 viewers or something, I would have started a poll right now. Will my entry be taken or not? And most likely it would have been 90% say no. Me being in that 90%, right? I most likely won't be taken. Mm, okay. Okay. So all is set. Let's see if the market retraces back and gives me my opportunity. So the 950 macro is already running clearly. I am expecting, what am I expecting? The 1 hour candle. What is the 1 hour candle? See that? A drop. I'm expecting the next 1 hour candle to rip slightly higher. Obviously not through my stop, but yeah, rip slightly higher. Maybe even tap that order block right there. See? So it could happen in the next 48 seconds, like after the next 48 seconds. But if it takes that low, then I am not holding my order. I'll cancel it. Now see, that's very close, and clearly nothing can be done. Sometimes it's just tricky. And now, dude, I cancelled you. Get the fuck out of here. This is what I don't like in trading view, honestly. It's very laggy. My executions in paper trading are like shitty, even though I'm on time in pressing the button. And so is Trade Locker. I mean, all these trade name things are very shitty in trading, except MetaTrader. Arey, I cancelled you also, bro. Thank you. Okay, so now what am I looking at? Nothing. I think it's going to be a shitty AM session, one directional completely, going for that low and maybe even that low. And we could see it, but we could not participate, and that is okay. As for ES, ES is on a roll. Now the way it has moved, I think we are going for that low again. I know this is in between, but I think that's the higher draw, the lowest point there, which is like 6750, right? 6750. Same for NQ. I think we are again going to attack that low, which is what, 25 to 85, I believe. Yeah, 25 to 85. So that's what we are targeting, the daily order block, the weekly order block right there. Mm -mm -mm. Now, if this daily candle closes the way it's right now, let's say even more lower, it's obvious, right, what Friday would want to do. NFP would want to attack here. If this closes lower, it obviously like there's 6 hours 56 minutes remaining, right? So I don't know that yet, but I think this is where we would see the market draw into on the daily eventually for Friday. Mm. On very bad second thoughts, I think I should have sold right there as I was planning to. But then Again, it was a right call in my opinion to not fuck with my edge, with my model. It was outside my understanding to sell there. This is where I would love to see what others are doing. Okay. I'm almost of the opinion to end this live stream. There's nothing else to do here. It's absolutely one-sided. In fact, I will not be entertaining any ideas that I have, because there is an idea that I have and that is very bad already. I know that. So I'm not even going to entertain it. It's a bullish idea, of course. But why is that a bullish idea? Because of a retracement that could be expected before that low is taken. But that is expectation. That's not what the market is showing right now. So what would that idea be anyway? Let's just take a discussion, right? If it consolidates here before taking that low, like, I don't know, maybe let's say till 10 to 10:30 or something, it just consolidates here, then it breaks lower sharply, and then it shifts structure and presents a gap, right? then maybe a very short run into this liquidity void, that stop right there, and that original entry that I placed. That would be the best bet, but that is a very well, it's against the trend idea, and we have all seen how against the trend ideas are for me, mostly fail. So that's why I won't be entertaining that idea as of yet. I used to think there are rules to this, which were obviously self-established rules. That no, if I'm in a live stream, so I cannot quit early, or I cannot do this, I cannot do that. Who gives a fuck, right? Well, so that would be it for today. I believe we would take that sell side, and that is the draw at the moment, which is too close. I know. So that would be it for today. See you in tomorrow's AM session. And meanwhile, let's discuss one more thing, right? Right here. Trading, executions. Okay. Oh, interesting. The second execution is not there anyway, no issues. So I sold there, and then I got out there, understanding that it's not going lower anymore. My bias was bearish. Broke higher, then we waited for the news. The news did this clearly, and I was looking for a long, but I did not really take one. I thought it would go lower. I entered here, then I exited here because I realized it's not going lower, it's going higher. Yeah, that was pretty much it for GBP. As of now, it could move higher, of course, but that's not a session to trade in Forex. See you tomorrow.